That's a charge.
Ah, you inbred pile of donkey.
What did you say?
You four-eyed. Come on, that was a block, and you know it in your heart. You know it was a block.
Come on, Ben. Are we really doing this again?
These guys are a foot taller than us, Jeremy. You gotta call it even on both sides, you
Ben, I do not want to tee you again. The game is basically over.
you. It's not my fault that the hamster that you tied to a string and shoved up your chewed off the string, and now you're standing there with a piece of string, but the hamster's eating away at the inside of your
Knock it off, Hopkins!
Oh, you, Greg. You're the one who probably shoved the hamster up there in the first place. Oh, my life. We're getting pounded inside the way your mama pounds your sister.
All right, you had your fun, but that's it. You're out of here!
Good. I want to be out of here because this is a show.
Come on, Coach.
And this is a circus. And this is not basketball. This is Barnum and Bailey's.
Come on, no more, come on.
But after they took away the elephants, and it's not as fun.
Sick of my job, sick of those damn kids. Hey, yeah. Driving me crazy, about to lose my. Hey, yeah. Sick of my job, sick of those damn kids. Hey, yeah. About to lose my.
Welcome to the Hoops Comic-Con panel. You know, my name is Max Greenfield. I was asked by my good friend who I worked with on New Girl to host this panel, Cleo King. I'm so happy to be here. It's so good to see you. I love this show, and I'm so excited to talk to everybody here. Let me introduce everyone here. We have Ben Hoffman, who created the show. Ben, how you doing? Get a little
really
wave.
good.
That's how this works.
I feel good. Thanks for doing this, Max.
Please, it's my pleasure. You gonna play a little something for us later?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
I wrote a song about you.
Oh, thanks, man. If we have time, I don't know. They put us on a time limit. We have
I
Ron
also don't have a
Funches.
song.
Ron, you there?
Yes, hi.
For a second, I didn't think you could hear us with the headphones on.
Oh, no, I can hear you.
It's good to see you, Ron.
It's good to see you too.
Natasha Leggero,
Hello.
how are you?
I was forced to go camping, so I'm much better now. I'm back.
Okay. Is that your camping hat?
Well, I haven't washed my hair in many days, so I thought maybe I would keep it on.
All right.
Yes, it's my camping hat.
Okay, well, we got onto the Zoom, and Jake made fun of my hat, which is just a typical Yankees hat. Said nothing about yours, but that's fine. A.D. Miles, it's good to see you.
Hi,
How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm in a windowless bunker.
Aren't we all? Aren't we
Yeah.
all?
Safe and sound.
Hey, Rob Riggle.
Hi.
You in your
Max?
office? Is that your office?
It's part of, yes. Yeah.
What do you pretend to do in there?
Thank you. That's about it. A lot of pretending. A lot of make-believe in here.
I'm working, hon. I'm working.
Oh, look, you know what? We're in the business of make-believe, and that's
Hold
a
on a sec.
beautiful thing.
Not now, Mom. Just keep going.
You call your wife mom?
Jake Johnson, it's good to see you.
Max, you're cooking with gas, brother.
I love seeing everybody here. Jake, now, I guess we'll start with you a little bit.
Sure.
You serve as executive producer and actor, voice actor in this show, and you're also a writer.
Well, I'm
Is that
not
correct?
on this, no.
You didn't write any of it?
Well, I was in the writer's room, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
no, I'm saying you were in the writer's room, and
I
you
was
were
in
a
the
part of
room
that.
throwing ideas.
You were a part of that process, correct?
True.
Now, you were a playwright in New York, too. Is that correct?
Silence is a city, yes.
Yes, of course. Now, what was it like putting pen back to paper for you? I'm just curious.
What a great question. It's really nice. I haven't seen you in a while, Max. We text a lot. Can you describe what's going on with this look?
Well, it's
I
sort
see
of like
some Tom Selleck now. I'm
it's
not
an
saying you
80s
look bad.
baseball look. I don't like to a novice, they might think he's going for Don Mattingly, but really I'm going for Ron Guidry, which brings us to sports, which is what this show is about.
You're killing it right now, by the way. Keep going.
Thanks so much.
Out of your way.
Now, Ben, you are the creator of this show. Talk to me about the genesis of the show, how it came about. Where was Hoops born for you?
Hoops was born a long time ago. We made the pilot, and it sounds like a joke. I want to say we made the original pilot 5 years ago. If Comic-Con viewers are wondering how long it takes for things to get made in Hollywood, I had a show on Comedy Central that was not well received and canceled quickly, and I wanted to follow that up with something with my reaction to that experience, which was anger and frustration and screaming and yelling. And I created this show, and I was thinking, and then of course when you make a pilot, actually let me tell you how far back it was Phil Lord and Chris Miller were interested in my pilot and wanted to work on it, and they said they had a new movie coming out called the Lego Movie, and I said, sounds good, but I mean, I don't know that a movie about Legos is really going to hit, but you guys sound interesting. I'll check out the movie, and maybe we can work together. And then I never saw the movie, heard good things, and I said, you know what, let's work on this together. So there are EPs on it also. And again, not to keep blathering, but a casting director came to me, who are you thinking for the lead? And I go, well, an old friend of mine named Jake Johnson actually has become famous since I wrote this. And I think he might say yes because I know him, and I'd like to work with him, and it'd be hard for him to say no. So let's ask Jake.
How did you guys meet, Jake and Ben?
You were doing a two-man show with Craig for a while, and I knew Eric.
Yeah, because we all knew Craig and Eric. You want to elaborate on that?
Well,
Jake and I did.
Setting them up, Max. Take it easy, Magnum. Slow down.
Jake and I used to do comedy together at Second City, LA, which is not really Second City. And Jake had a two-man. I'm trying to translate what Jake was trying to say. Was Jake had a two-man comedy group, I had a two-man comedy group, and we would share shows, which meant his audience had two people and my audience had two people. So we kind of became friends, and I introduced him to his commercial agent, who is, by the way, the biggest commercial agent in all of Ventura County and still is to this day. And Jake, I think, booked a couple commercials, right? Yeah. Helped pay the bills, and then we just became friendly. And I said, don't forget about me if you get a sitcom.
Well, Ben was actually on an episode of New Girl. Do you remember, Max?
I do. I actually really do remember. Jake was like, Ben is coming up. My friend Ben's coming on. He's really funny. And, it's always hard because people come in and they guest star on a show and they're given only so much material, and the expectations are never really met. And when Ben came on the show, it was immediate that we were like, oh, this guy's super funny. And you had a really interesting tone. And I remember you were writing at the time on Norm Macdonald's show, I think. Is that right?
That's probably right. Yeah, I was writing on Sports Show with Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, which is cool because
I still found the time to say my 3 lines on New Girl.
Crushed him. And Jake, you've put a couple people from New Girl on this show. Ron did a bit.
Yep.
Cleo was amazing.
Yes.
I had fun on that show. I had a great time. I got to play a hard ass.
Yeah, that's how we remembered you, Cleo. When we were looking for this part, I remembered you in New Girl crushing it.
I had a good time on that show.
And you kill it on Hoops. Everybody's really funny in this group, but I'm seeing your face right now, and yeah, you were great.
I'm having a ball. I'm loving this character, I love what she looked like, and when I got there and got to try it, it was just a wonderful audition process for me to get here.
Some of your improvs made me laugh really hard, especially when you would get really filthy. It would kill me. I just wouldn't expect it. And, we would go on some runs together where, they floored me.
It was great.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Good stuff.
When they let us rip in there, it paid off.
Right.
You know, hold on. Before we get to that stuff, I just want to say, Ben, it's really interesting to me that the genesis of this was of frustration and one from anger, because we opened the pilot, and we'll get to Jake in a second. Jake's character is this basketball coach, and he is angry at everything. And I was going to ask Jake, do you have any coaching experience?
Do I have coaching experience?
Yeah, any past coaching experience? Do you have any coaching experience?
Yeah, you and me played Madden together for 5 years like 12-year-olds, and we pretended to be coaches, and we never played against each other.
And do you feel like that helps you prepare for this role?
100%, yeah.
You want to thank me?
No, move on.
Okay. Okay.
That's fair.
That's fair. Totally fine.
All right, Rob Riggle, I see you.
That's
Hi.
fine. We'll get to Rob in a second. Now, Jake, tell me about your character.
So I play Coach Ben. You know, he's a really angry guy, but it's funny. You know, honestly, we did this one started a lot of years ago, and Ben came to me with a pilot presentation. And the idea was we were going to be really disgusting in the booth, and everyone was going to pass on it. And we just thought it'd be really fun to make something that we really thought was funny without any fear, because it was just a presentation that MTV was putting money behind. And they passed on it. And we kind of thought, of course, and we loved it, and we hung on to it. And then when Netflix came around, we got a second chance. And so we were able to handpick all this unbelievable talent around. We really wanted just to pick the funniest people we could find and just the funniest show we could. And I think the show.
Yeah, my note to Jake when he was recording that presentation years ago was, be so dirty that they won't pick it up, and he nailed it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys about that. Ben, this is the filthiest show that I've ever seen, I think.
Thank you.
I think actually if it wasn't animated, I think it would be really hard to watch, but I think
that was actually, it was not intended to, that was actually how it became animated, which was Phil and Chris were like, I love the script, but do this live action and you'll never work again, which honestly wasn't going to happen anyway. But he said this could actually work animated. So I said, you know, with my 0 years of animation experience, I'm in.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I've been at parties with Riggle before, and he's watched strangers come out of the bathroom and ask them if they have just taken a shit. So I know that tone is not difficult for Rob, but I'm wondering from the other actors, was it difficult to jump into, you know, this really harsh, filthy tone?
That's a misrepresentation, by the way. Go ahead, guys.
Did you not stand by a bathroom and watch people walk out and scream, "Hey man, did you just take a shit?"
No, that is inaccurate.
I watched you do it.
It's not a fair representation. Did I inquire if someone had just dropped a deuce in the middle of a party? Yeah, sure. Because I was about to go in there and take a hot whiz. And I don't want to go in there and have that fecal drift up my nose, because you know what floats in the air after someone dumps?
Molecules.
Yeah, thank you. So that's a legit question. There's no screaming. It was just a fair, honest question between adults.
That's right. Just to finish the story, then we ran into Kelsey Grammer. So was everybody else?
Yeah, you got to say the punchline.
I loved it. You know,
Cleo, I'm
like
curious.
that. I love saying things like that. For me, it's so much fun to go into all that crazy, because, you know, you rarely get to do that if you're on camera. So for me, it was just exciting. I love that kind of language.
And when you guys are doing it or recording, are you with the other actors in the booth?
Well, Max,
Yes.
you did an episode on this.
I know I did an episode and I was with you, but I don't feel like
He did 2 episodes.
I feel like when I didn't get the full tone of the show when I was with you and how dirty it was.
Yeah, because you play a smart character, a teacher, right?
Yes, like in real life.
Okay. Rob,
Okay. That's the first time you've ever called me smart, and I was really taken aback.
I know,
even
it really
though it was
threw
a
you,
character.
man.
AD, who do you play on the show?
I play Manny. He's 7 foot tall, 16-year-old, and because of his height, he's really good at basketball. I've never touched a basket. I was calling it basketball most of the first few times I came in. I've never touched one, so this is a good experience for me to be athletic, to live that dream. I've seen a basket of balls, and this is the kind of stuff that I would do in the recording booth that would just get people so tickled, you know. They just let me run, and I just come up with different little things like that. It was really good.
I'm excited to keep going. I mean, I'm like, I don't
No,
wanna
that's it. That's it. I've
Where's
been
your
preparing that
character
basket.
I don't want to
can't
spoil
say-
anything, but you know, your character plays a pivotal role.
Yeah. It's and I don't want to spoil anything either about where he goes. It lifts us off. But you know, he's a troubled boy. He has trouble with his own body. He's sexually inexperienced. And this is all stuff that was part of the character before I became involved. So it was like putting on a glove. It fit perfect.
And Ron, tell us a little bit about where you're at. What are you
one
playing
finger
on the show?
Well, I play Ron, which is good for me because that's my name. And I'm basically the opposite of Ben. Ben is very angry and selfish, and I'm very giving and sweet and a great lover who just, you know, has a large penis and just, you know, represents the opposite of what Ben's about in all positive ways.
I'm looking at the character description, Ron. I'm sorry, I just missed some of that.
I never remember great lover.
And
it's part of it. Well, how did I get your wife then?
Charming, sweet guy.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
I don't ever remember great lover being.
It's in there. I remember it being in there.
Or penis size. It's not listed.
We cut those scenes.
Oh, that's what happened.
Look, when you're, you know, as an actor, I think what Ron did was probably created his own backstory, and I think that's important. That's why he brings so much to the table.
Absolutely, you
100%.
have to.
Huh.
Natasha, who do you play on the show?
I can vouch for it. Ron's cartoon has a very large penis.
Thank you.
I play Ben's estranged wife, Shannon, but I'm openly dating his best friend, Ron. And, you know, I can't stand Ben, and I feel like our relationship, like, yeah, I definitely, to answer your question about dirty, it was a relief to be able to be really dirty on a show because I feel like we're so often neutered and, you know, just saying whatever you would, what?
Rob, stop.
I'm nodding. That was AD.
Somebody said here.
I said here about the neuter thing. Here.
Yeah, but I know, but you're egging him on and you're saying let's do bits during this, and it's not fun.
I would never interrupt Natasha.
Come on. I can't see the chat, but I know it's happening. But stop sending him private messages and say like, let's do this.
Hey Max, I just want to say for everybody, thanks for keeping it together. Those two guys are real clowns, and I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
No,
Max.
I know, and it's like they do this, and you know what? I don't blame AD.
Neither. It's Riggle.
It's Riggle.
I know.
Thanks, Max.
Please, Natasha,
Trust me,
continue.
if you, I, or Ben, or anybody else was Kelsey Grammer, Rob would not be acting like this. Natasha, continue.
All I wanted to say was it's really nice to be on a show where you can just say whatever you want and there aren't people like changing it and making it like, you know, even 30% less funny. So it's exciting. And these guys are obviously all world-class comedians and improvisers. So it was.
Are you doing some accent work in this?
Here.
I thought you meant right now because I've been spending so much time alone. I have no idea what I sound like.
You doing some accent work during this Zoom?
I thought like maybe I've like changed because I haven't been talking to people.
Oh hi.
I'm doing a southern and it's an Alabama accent, I think. At first I was like phonetically really working on it, but then it just kind of got easy because I don't know.
I thought it was really good. I mean, I have zero context and have done some of the shittiest accent work ever, but I thought it was great, and I didn't know it was you until I got the list of people on the show. It's like, oh my God, it's Natasha. It's great.
Okay, awesome. It was so fun working everybody. And we also, I think when our schedules permitted, we were able to be in the room together, and that's always better.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to always get to do that.
And Cleo, who do you play on the show?
I play Principal Opal. She is a character who particularly doesn't like her job too much, and she's got a potty mouth too, and she knows how to handle him. Sometimes you have to put people in their place, and I'm his boss. I'm the principal, so I have to put him in his place, and I love it. I love it.
Comes
We
very
go at it.
naturally to her.
We go at it
Scenes
a
between
lot.
you and Jake are fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Riggle, I guess we'll get to you. Who do you play?
Oh God, that mustache is really emboldening you. It's really giving you the kind of.
He's a new guy.
I played Barry Hopkins, Ben's father, former athlete. I own a steakhouse. Extreme lover with a big cartoon penis. So very excited about the
How was that?
character.
Where was that, Rob?
Huh? It's my backstory. It's the character.
Apparently, you can just add it to your backstory.
All right, my character's a great lover with a big penis too. Fine.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense with the script. Not buying it.
My character has 2 penises.
That I get. That's why you 7 feet tall.
No, so yeah, that's my story. I'm Ben's dad, and I don't.
How'd you prepare for the role?
Well, my character doesn't respect Ben, and so that kind of comes from a very, real place, I guess. No offense, Jake, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So.
No, I would like you to be a little bit more specific, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't understand. You don't respect Jake?
No, I'll break it down. I absolutely do not respect Jake at all. He's a Jack 4, and he knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, you're a Jack 4, dude.
I'm so confused though. Then why did you do the show? Are you financially in trouble?
I am.
Poor choices. He's made some poor choices.
A lot of poor choices.
Well, explain.
Look at all that hardwood in the background. Look at all that hardwood.
Bitcoin.
I bought. I would put all my money into Terrence Trent D'Arby T-shirts back in the '80s, and lost a lot of that. So.
Really?
Yeah.
And you haven't recovered? Because that feels like an investment you made a long time ago.
It was a big investment. It was everything I had, and I borrowed. I just thought
You've been whole on that one.
Thought it was the Beatles. I thought it was going to be the Beatles, and I thought it would be.
He was going to be the next Prince.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. Yeah, live and learn.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Rob. Now, Jake.
Yeah.
Ben, I have a question for you guys. I guess this ties into some of the other characters too. I've only been able to see the pilot of the show. I loved it. And
you saw the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the pilot. I was sent the first 3, and then my internet cut out, or something happened with my computer, and it's probably my fault.
Okay.
Having said that,
seems fishy. Continue.
Of course. Now there's an interesting turn.
I watched the second and third one.
You want me to finish the question, or no? You want to just have this conversation?
Go ahead.
Okay. Are you in bed right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got a suede headboard.
And I'm not wearing bottoms.
Of course you're not. You're the sexy guy in Stumptown now. What do you care? No one's even paying attention to anything that's happening on this. You know why? Because everyone in Comic-Con right now is just like this.
Oh yeah, then let him pay attention to this.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Wow. It just went viral.
You got to get rid of that mustache, Max. You look terrible. For a handsome guy like you, you look terrible.
I think you're wrong.
Deep down, when you look in the mirror at the end of the night, what are you thinking when you see that mustache?
Euro. I look Euro.
Panel vote. Panel vote.
Panel vote.
Panel vote.
I have a vote. I actually really like it, Max, but could you do like just a little thinner?
Yeah, I could.
Thinner where?
On top, like just make it a little. My husband's doing one now, and his is like he started curving it over. That was not good. You just have to really study them.
I know. Then you got to stay on top of it, and it's difficult. But
it looks good though.
Panel vote.
Panel vote. All in favor.
All
no.
in favor? Who
I
likes the
like it.
mustache? Raise
I'm
your hand.
in.
Who likes the
I like
mustache? Raise your
it.
hand.
I like it.
Who doesn't like the mustache? All right, Max, go ahead. Ask your question.
Did he vote twice?
I think you like the mustache a little bit better than your Latin.
I changed my mind between the votes.
AD explain.
Hey, you voted for both?
I voted for
Come on,
both
AD.
because I voted and then I looked at it and then I changed my mind and then I voted.
Ron voted for
Explain.
both too. I think Ron voted twice.
You
I
did?
did.
Ron, you voted like and not like.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just like.
No,
do
this
what
brings
you
me to my
wanna
next
do.
question.
Be
This is
yourself,
what
man.
this,
Be yourself.
this sets up
That's who you
this
are.
sets up the next question, you guys.
AD nailed it. This sets up the next questions.
Right.
My mustache looks a lot like the eyebrows that are animated in this show. I was very impressed by the eyebrow work. Was that anything that anybody else noticed?
I'll take that. We worked on we were the eyebrowist and that is done some of the best work, and you know, it was me. I did a little bit of the eyebrow work. I had a
Because I thought it
Sharpie.
was a really interesting choice.
It was horrible. I just bailed out of my own. I got my laugh with the top of it, and then I didn't anything back to that. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I liked it all the way through, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Max?
Oh my
Sure.
God! If this is not about me,
Who's the character you play in this show?
the ethics professor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you remember? Why are you getting so sassy?
Because I knew that you asked me that because you didn't think I remembered.
That's not true. This is a panel where we're advertising the show. I'm not challenging if you remember parts you've taken as an actor. I'm assuming you remembered them, Max.
No, you're not.
Yes, I was, man. I'm an executive producer. I'm like, oh yeah, we got Max is in it too. You asked everybody, I was asking you, man. You assumed, Max, you got insecure that I thought you didn't remember multiple days of your life. What does that say about your brain, buddy?
This is what you always do to me. You challenge me.
You gotta
All
let
right,
the-
Ben, will you tell us a little bit more about the season?
Yeah, I wanted to go. I wanted to expand on the eyebrows actually.
Thank you.
Oh,
I do
thank
think
God.
I think that's real. I mean, for me, thematically, I think it had a lot to do with it. Again, you see the anger in the eyebrows. The story is real. The show is told through the eyebrows, I think.
Well, actually, this show, one of the things we were texting about today, Ben, is this show really, we have a great cast. We got great kids in it. Let's try to remember everybody who's in this show for a second. Because with all the players and different guest stars, this cast was unbelievable. From Eric Edelstein to Steve Berg, Nick Swartzen. Who else do we have in it?
Sam Richardson.
Isn't that Sam Richardson?
He kills it.
Will Forte stopped by. A couple other new girlers, right? Damon Wayans Jr. and Hannah Simone.
Simone's in it, that's right.
What'd you let Damon do?
Damon played my kind of nemesis that Rob's character obviously is crazy about. Rob and Damon got to do stuff together where Rob really loves him, and Damon's always beat me at everything.
How'd that go? You look happy about that, Rob. You
There
have a
was a
grin.
blast.
You have a grin on your face.
Well, of course I do, because I got to play and have fun times and comedy times with Damon and Jake, and that's always a good time. So and Damon's character plays right into my character, so we got to team up on old Ben.
Yeah, a lot of us got to work together in the booth, which was a lot of fun. You know, we were able to improvise and goof around, and it made even Ben did a voice. He plays Time Bomb in it. It's fun to watch
That's
Ben
true.
do some voices.
And you
Oh,
played
I didn't
a
know you were
song.
Time Bomb.
What's that, Natasha?
Didn't he play a song too? Or
Yeah, I sing. I also. Oh, by the way, just to brag, I do sing the theme song. Don't
yeah,
forget.
oh, awesome.
Nice.
And your brother does some music too, right?
My brother did the music, all the music for the show. Yes.
It's fantastic.
How was
He
it
couldn't
for you?
be.
How was
He
it for
couldn't
you?
be
'Cause I
here
know you-
because he wasn't invited.
Ben, I know how was it for you to watch the animation come to life after you write it for so long?
It was really exciting, I got to say, because I mean, I'm a big fan of Bob's Burgers, and I like that animation style. And it was kind of a lot of the same team who did Bob's did this, and I feel like it has that kind of clean Bob's look, but doesn't just look dead on like Bob's. And I think that people, to me, it's the first. To me, it kind of has that. I don't want to. It's a weird. To me, it has that kind of Sunday night primetime look, which I don't think something Netflix has done before. And it's fun for me to see a Sunday night network-looking primetime show with this kind of language. It's not something I'd seen before, so it was a lot of fun to watch. It's like tuning into The Simpsons and Homer's just like an X-rated Simpsons or something.
So tell us what we have to look forward to, because I know
X-rated Simpsons.
I can point you towards some clips of some X-rated.
I feel like that exists.
Yeah.
You know,
You
the
just
truth
put that into any porn site, you'll find it. Margin Lenny, Margin Carl, lots of things.
Bart actually has a cow in one of them.
You know, the fun of this show is we kind of went after best joke works as many times as we could. And we had a great writer's room on this one where it was just a bunch of funny people. And there's not too much heart. There's not too much story. The idea of this one is just to get as many bits and laughs as we could. And if we could go on a 3-minute run and we felt like it worked, we kept it in. So, you know, it feels like a little bit of a throwback comedy where it's a comedy for comedy's sake. There's not a big message to it. I don't think you'll learn anything from watching this.
I certainly did not.
No, I didn't learn.
I do. Again, with what Jake's saying, I felt like Jake and I talked about, like, if we can make it a funny TV show, we'll kind of have that. We'll have that lane to ourselves at this point.
I didn't say that, Ben.
Well, I said that.
Oh shit!
I said that.
I like how you do.
There you go.
But we really just wanted to
Bit
make
on the
something
show.
funny.
Sorry,
Say
Jake.
it, Cleo. You go ahead, Cleo.
I said I got to sing a little bit on the show, and that was fun.
That's
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
my character got to sing with Ben, and he'd write some stuff, and then I get to sing it and just kind of play around, and it was a lot of fun to do that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that stuff too, because it was just fun. We got to play a lot.
Yeah.
I
Hold
was
on.
unaware
When are you?
musical
When
the
are you?
show is.
Sorry, Max. When
Yeah.
are you going to see it, Cleo?
I don't know.
Max.
How did Max doesn't know? He doesn't remember he was even in the show.
I do
August-
remember. That was the point I was trying to make.
August
Challenge my
21st.
memory, and I
Max,
told you I was.
Max, slow down. We're still in the panel, brother.
August 21st on Netflix, which is in AD. How many countries?
180 countries.
Tell us a
190
little bit about
countries.
Netflix and just how it works in general.
Well,
Again, I
the
think
deal-
AD would like to take that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I
please.
mean, the thing about Netflix is, well, it's like a world-leading streaming entertainment service, and it's got 183 million paid subscribers, which is no joke.
Damn.
That's dispersed over 190 different countries, you know, and they enjoy TV series, they got documentaries, feature films, and it's across a wide variety of genres and languages. And
Don't forget, AD members can hit play, they can hit pause, they can come, you know, so
100%, and you can play it on any internet connected screen. That's the thing. It's
That's
like it's
right.
you know
That's right.
all without commercials.
And you don't
without any
you don't have
commitments.
to. And AD, do you have to catch it at a certain time if you want to watch a show?
No. It's a la
Wow.
carte. It's like you're programming your own network. It's your own your taste programming your own network. It's
Let's say I see something I want to watch. Could I save that maybe to watch for later? Maybe press a button to do that.
Sure, you save it, it puts it in your favorites. And here's the thing: I've got these algorithms that they'll show you other things that are related to the thing.
You know, this brings up an interesting point. You know, during these crazy times and being quarantined and being in
What's
the house.
going on?
Rob.
That's not me. Not me.
You still don't watch any news, right, brother? That's
No,
okay.
I'm in this bunker, and like I said, I'm just doing a cleanse. And what's happening?
Well, I just wanted to direct this to Rob. You know, while everyone's staying home and we're doing our best and we're doing our part, you know, in terms of Netflix, in terms of TV, in terms of like, you know, picking up different habits. What are you doing, Rob? What are you cooking? What are you watching? What's going on?
I mean,
Tell us about your sourdough starter.
I guess I'm like everybody else. I'm making grilled cheese sandwiches and doing push-ups.
How many?
I mean, you know, sets. So, you know.
Sets of grilled cheese sandwiches?
Yeah. Wow. I made you love that one. Yeah, man. Sets of grilled cheese sandwiches and a couple push-ups here and there. That's life. That's what it is. That's what
Have
it
you
is.
been reading books? You know, you pick up you playing the guitar. What's going on, Rob?
No, a lot of bicep curls. Some working on my flexibility so I can get my high kick up to about 6'3", so I can kick a man in the face. But that's it. I keep the goal simple, really.
You're not reading anything?
No, I mean, I don't know. I did start Genesis.
Of the Bible? First book of the Bible?
First book of the Bible, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sega Genesis.
No. First book in the Bible. I just dove in.
Yeah.
Great opening.
Yeah,
line.
it's
really great opening. But
it gets dark. It gets really dark.
Well, this has been great, guys. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here. I'm really excited about the show. I guess let's just, you know, I like to do this at the end of all the panels that I host. Ron?
Yes.
What's your favorite word?
Ooh, optimism.
Optimism. Jake?
Purple.
What's your least favorite word?
Purple.
Oh. You hate purple?
Wait, what is it?
Purple. It's a thoughtless game. I gave a thoughtless answer.
Natasha? If you
What?
could be anything other than a voice actress, what would you be?
I guess I would be a trophy wife.
Yep.
Max,
Cleo,
you
what-
better have some way to tie all this together, man.
Stop interrupting my rhythm.
All right, keep going.
Cleo?
Hey, I need before you ask me, can I just say my birthday is August 21st?
Ah.
Hey. All right.
Cleo is a Leo.
That's easy to remember.
Okay.
Hold on, but I don't understand. What's special about August 21st?
The show premieres.
What show is that?
This show. Woo!
All episodes available August 21st.
Yes.
I play the ethics professor, but only in 2 episodes, which Jake challenged me on, but I remembered.
Right.
Everybody else plays many different characters.
There you
It's a
go.
wonderful show. It's on Netflix. I suggest you watch it. One of the filthiest shows I've seen maybe in my life. And Steve Berg's in it.
Okay, what's my question? I'm ready. I'm ready now.
You answered it. You answered it.
Okay.
And I think we answered all the questions tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, Max, you did a really good job.
You
Thank
really
you for doing
did.
it.
Yeah, so
That
much
was really
fun.
good.
You're
Thanks,
a master at
everybody.
your
Great to see everybody.
It was good.
It's
Keep
fun.
the mustache.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thin it out. Thin it
Yes.
out. Thin it out.
Or take AD's advice, keep it and lose it.
Great idea.
That's the exact feeling I have.
Shave
about
it
Jake Johnson.
and save it.
Want to keep him sometimes, then sometimes want to lose him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know how to end this thing because it's. Do I
Bye,
leave the
everybody.
meeting?
Check out Hoop. Thanks
Bye.
for doing it. Good seeing everybody. Thanks, Max.
Bye.
Happy COVID.
Bye, everybody.
Happy life.